we can actually bring up stuff on our screen, which unfortunately Twitter Spaces doesn't let you.
Yeah.
They've got all their proposals as well, Bored Ape, on a Discourse as well. They got like 6 proposals
Already
as
drafted
well
up.
on who's gonna get the year 1 budget, so we can go through that stuff too. All right, I'm just gonna share it on Twitter. All right. Hopefully this worked. Okay. Sweet. Alrighty. If anyone is just joining us, Bored Ape has finally announced the ApeCoin token. So a historical day in NFT space for many reasons. Even if you don't own a Bored Ape, this is like extremely significant just because it'll likely set the trend for, I guess, the coming innovations, and you'll get a bunch of copycats and whatnot. But I just rolled out of bed, to be honest, not long ago and saw this and reached out to Nathan. And we just had to get on this. So Nathan's got access to the Discord, thankfully, being a Bored Ape holder, unlike myself. So you can have some insight into there, Nathan, and I will continue to do my own research. So I'll bring it up on screen here.
Yeah, they've created a whole new Twitter account, brand new website at apecoin.com, and released quite a bit of information.
Yeah, nice. Okay. Let's go through it. What do we got here? Let's just get ourselves out of the way. There was a website, wasn't there? Yeah. All right, so it's apecoin.com. Well, let's just probably set the bit of a background here, Nathan. I suppose it's probably been rumored for about 6-9 months now that Bored Ape Yacht Club, the most popular NFT collection in the world, was going to bring out an ERC20 token, which is, a fungible token for those of you not watching, and something that can really bond and unite their growing ecosystem that just grew by another 2 last week. And that had been rumored for a while, and has been heavy discussions with lawyers and whatnot about whether something like this could even be done. And it looks like it has. So have you got anything more to say, Nathan, on the background?
Oh yeah, I just think other NFT collections are subconsciously watching this and waiting for Q1 and for the ApeCoin to come, to then either use some of this or all of this to kind of craft their own ERC20s. So even if you're not an ape holder, this is kind of the roadmap from like one of the best brands in the world who's building into the metaverse for other brands building into the metaverse to kind of follow.
Sure is. All right, let's go through it. What was actually announced today? Was there actually an announcement? Or I think Yuga Labs actually did a tweet, if I'm not mistaken, or Bored Ape itself. Okay. Yeah, we're going to the airdrop. That's definitely probably the main thing everyone wants to know about. All right, I'll just read it ad hoc here. As we can see, ApeCoin is now reality, and it's owned and operated by the community, aka ApeCoin DAO. Holding ApeCoin is the only requirement for membership in ApeCoin DAO, which is kind of just notable there. My initial reaction there, okay, you can be in ApeCoin DAO even if you don't own a Bored Ape per se. ApeCoin DAO is supported by Ape Foundation. So yeah, another entity that is separate from Yuga Labs. That's important too, and will empower the community to build blockchain games and services, host events in the metaverse or in real life, and create digital products, digital and physical products, along with anything else you can dream up. This is why we're adopting ApeCoin as the official currency of the Bored Ape Yacht Club, or BAYC ecosystem. It's also why we're gifting ApeCoin DAO a one-of-one NFT featuring a blue version of the Bored Ape Yacht Club logo. The NFT transfers full intellectual property rights of the derivative logo to the ApeCoin DAO, who will decide how the IP or intellectual property should be used. 62%, so nearly 2/3 of the total supply of ApeCoin, is allocated to the ApeCoin community. A portion of which, so 15% of the total supply, will be available to claim starting from tomorrow, 8:30 Eastern time. So that'll be Thursday, March 17, 8:30 Eastern time. The airdrop claim, consisting of 15% of the total supply of ApeCoin, will be made available to Bored Ape NFT holders. And then in brackets here, we've got, importantly, Bored Apes and Mutant Apes, as well as Bored Ape Kennel Club dogs. That's only those ones that are paired with either the associated Bored Ape or the associated Mutant Ape. For everyone else who wants to ape in, ApeCoin will be available to all and is expected to begin trading on major crypto exchanges soon. Anything from there, Nathan, you want to unpack? We could probably go into each tweet, to be honest, but
Yeah.
any initial takeaways there?
A lovely presentation. I feel like a lot of good information here. My biggest eyebrow raised was at the gifting of full IP rights of the derivative of the Bored Ape Yacht Club logo as part of this deal. So the ApeCoin's cool. That's really great. We've kind of been expecting that. And we know they're building some sort of metaverse, but if looking a little deeper into the IP rights of how this works with Yuga Labs, with the new Ape Foundation, and then with just like the Bored Ape Yacht Club brand itself, those are like three distinct now like assets or entities. So very cool that IP rights are being transferred around, and Yuga Labs is relinquishing like a lot of that value, even though they just purchased IP rights from Lava Labs.
Yeah, what just happened, I think, the other day with the acquisition of, was it the IP rights of Meebits and CryptoPunks, wasn't it?
Yep, I believe so.
Is there anything else here? I'm just getting a tweet out. Sorry, Nathan. I'll bring up, was there anything in the Discord you're kind of seeing from the Bored Ape reaction?
Just a lot of excitement, a lot of fervorish typing at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. Okay, they've also got a Discourse available as well. So notably, they got 5 proposals off the gate. So 40 minutes ago, released. Let's just go through them here, Nathan, because all of these are going to be. I'm really keen to get into AIP number 3. So like anything, their first one is proposing the DAO. This was submitted by Carton Group LLC. So we got another entity there. Okay, that's a Cayman Islands consultancy firm. And I think, if I remember from memory, I think Ape Foundation was also domiciled in Cayman Islands as well.
Looks like the first 3 proposals are from this Carton Group, and then the second, the 4th, and the 5th proposals are from Animoca.
Okay, interesting.
So 2 different authors for these first, kind of pre-drafted proposals, which is really smart. You don't want to release this much information without then some action plan going forward. And these proposals kind of set the first actionable items of the roadmap.
What do we got here, Nathan? Just the motivation, rationale. I'll just get this tweet out.
going through some guidelines. They give a bunch of key terms as well. A little bit lower. Wow, it's quite detailed. Going through different phases of kind of improvement proposals.
This is pretty standard, I think, these days. This is probably a bit more on the comprehensive side of things, but you know, you kind of have your first one, don't you? When they do decentralize into a DAO, you know, kind of setting the framework. They've even so they've got the ape improvement proposal, ape idea, ape draft, ape template, ape categories, AIP. Yeah, wow, this is very rigid stuff here. You can tell a lot of lawyers have worked on this. We won't go through all this, but for anyone who wants to, it's definitely
I know for your typical decentralized community, it's kind of just the community at large and the NFT holders that draft this up, and it doesn't look as good as this lawyer print.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so it's the multiple phases of whenever someone wants to propose an improvement to, I guess the ape DAO or the ApeCoin DAO, which we just read about. Is this something interesting here? Overall costs, initial Ape Foundation and ApeCoin DAO setup costs. So setup costs to do all of this, they're looking for 2 million, which isn't surprising given how just groundbreaking this sort of work is. They got some of the more particulars there too. What's it say down the bottom there? Each board member receives 125k in ApeCoin for their 6-month term, subject to. Yeah, okay. Yeah, voting. This would probably be more just process related stuff, I would assume. Okay, steps to implement. They got to get an ENS or Ethereum name service. Hopefully, someone got ApeCoin.eth and is sitting there. They can play some hardball with them. I reckon there probably is someone out there. All right, this is the one I was really keen to get into. Year 1 budgets, ecosystem funding. Okay, it's going to take up to 6% of the total ecosystem fund. I wonder how this fund's being bootstrapped. It's essential to launch the DAO with the ecosystem fund. It's set up to maximize funds, create opportunities for growth, support the long-term operation of the DAO. This proposal seeks to do that by setting up aside a foundational budget of 6% of the following categories, up to 3% for game development. Hello. This makes it possible to partner with game developers ranging from top-tier studios and independent studios, creating games and providing in-game incentives that bring the ape community to the forefront of Web3 gaming. Also provides a potential opportunity to generate funds for the benefit of the ape ecosystem. Up to 1.2% of the funds are for events. This allows for, executing virtual and IRL or in real life events, high engagement, strengthen the community, and reflect our mission to serve the community and drive Web3 culture forward. I think last year in New York, I think NFT NYC, they had an in real life sort of meetup. I think Miami's basically going to be the home base of Bored Ape. I think the postcode of Miami is in all of the Bored Ape sort of graphics and whatnot as well. So I would say that they'd be doing one in Miami for sure. Do you reckon you'll ever get to one of those, Nathan?
Hopefully, head down to the swamp.
Yeah. All right, that tweet is live, by the way. I'll just slack you it. What have we got? 0.5% for education and marketing. That's pretty straightforward. And then 0.3%. Okay, for development of an ApeCoin NFT marketplace.
Yeah, that's what caught my eye the most outside of probably game development. Really excited about that NFT marketplace. It's not too much to spin one up, a decentralized marketplace, but to do it well, takes time and
Yeah.
effort.
Yeah, it's a pretty small percentage
Creators
overall.
setting their own secondary feed. That's exciting.
Yeah. And I was even talking about this the other day with just the acquisition of MeBits, or more or less acquisition, for lack of a better term, of MeBits and CryptoPunks. I think at that time, of the 11 top avatar NFTs in the whole world, now 5 of them now fall under the Yuga Labs umbrella, which basically gives them a lot of clout and, I guess, bargaining power when it comes to, maybe I would suspect they would go out and make their own NFT marketplace and try and undercut OpenSea. I think that's just a no-brainer given how much of a money printer OpenSea is.
Yep, and Larva Labs has already kind of proven that with rare NFTs, that people will go to a trusted website where you had to buy your CryptoPunks, typically from the Larva Labs application, not from OpenSea. So you could see that happening with all of Yuga Labs assets.
Yeah, 100%. I think Larva Labs had 0% fees on theirs as well. But yeah, it was also this thing that you never saw them on OpenSea, right? And that would have probably pissed OpenSea off, because it's like, one of their biggest revenue generators was Bored Apes, and that's why I've heard tales that everyone says OpenSea's customer service is really bad, but if they know that you're wanting to transact to Bored Ape, apparently the customer service is elite. And because it kind of makes sense, I only heard that the other day, and it makes sense, right? Because it would be one of their biggest revenue. 2.5% of a Bored Ape is huge fees for OpenSea. So this ApeCoin DAO, if they go forth to make an NFT marketplace, that a big loser of this, I think, would be the likes of OpenSea, Zora, Rareable, Looks Rare, Universe, all of those.
I was just quickly checking prices on the 3 collections, and it looks like the mutants and the kennels and the dogs, they're moving not in terms of price floor too much, but just a little bit more activity than Bored Apes in the last 36 hours.
Yeah, right. Cool. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
So I think Bored Apes are back up to in the 90s, I'm pretty sure, Nathan, aren't they? Floor price? Yeah.
I believe low 90s.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 95. Yeah, nice. All right. Yeah, so that was the main one I wanted to get to. All right. So yeah, as Nathan just said, AIP 4 and 5 are actually authored, unlike the Carden group in the Cayman Islands, which was the author of the first 3. The 4th and 5th one, the authors are Animoca. Animoca Brands being one of the biggest, I guess, blockchain-based gaming, mobile gaming, play-to-earn gaming sort of companies in the world. Their company started off as just a mobile company, and then they kind of transitioned towards blockchain-based gaming. 2017, 2018, they were very early. I think Yatsu is the CEO. He's a Bored Ape holder, and they've been in partnership. I think it got announced late last year, and then again it got announced, or they co-released a website last week that was very controversial. But they've been working together more and more, and I think they are 2 now powerhouses, Yuga Labs and Animoca. So to see those 2 really in partnership together, I think it's just bringing it a whole back to why we're even doing this video. I think anything those 2 do together is just going to set trends for the rest of the NFT space that we'll be talking about for months and years to come. So this one here that we've got is the staking. Yeah, here we go. The staking process that's being put forward by Animoca. So this AIP proposes a staking system for ApeCoin and Bored Ape NFT ecosystem. So all the 3 collections we talked about. Staking participants will be able to stake ApeCoin and use the Bored Ape Yacht Club ecosystem NFTs to receive ApeCoin from a preset pool over a set period. Staking models, should see growth of the related token and NFT ecosystem. We've seen this time and time again. over the past like 2 years in particular. They can do this by expanding the audience while incentivizing early adopters and existing ecosystem participants. Just skimming through this. 4 distinct pools being active during each staking period. That's ambitious. The preferred token of Web3. Early NFT adopters and existing potential ecosystems should be incentivized. All right, more of the specs here. Qualifications to be able to stake. You need either ApeCoin, a BAYC, a Mutant Ape, or a Bored Ape Kennel Club NFT. I think there's going to be 4 pools, so probably not. Yeah, probably for each one. They're going into like the rewards.
Now, if you check that second to last bullet point, that's an interesting one. A Bored Ape Kennel NFT cannot be staked on its own, regardless of any direct ApeCoin being staked. So it's got to be paired with a mutant or an ape, which is a very interesting little mechanism that's going to change staking. When people talk about DeFi and NFTs merging, that's a perfect example.
That's interesting, right? Because I think for a lot of people, when Kennel Club came out, that was a way for people to get some sort of exit liquidity while still being able to be part of the Bored Ape ecosystem. So it's almost punish those people that arguably did the responsible thing. And it's kind of like really favored the degens and the real like staunch enthusiasts of Bored Ape. So, but great, I guess, example there, Nathan, of using NFT and smart contract technology to kind of make this possible. Yeah, once it's paired. That's pretty straightforward. Accumulate ApeCoin can be claimed at any time without the need to also claim staked ApeCoin and without affecting the commitment status of an NFT. It's all at once. You can't just claim a bit of it. Staked ApeCoin, you can still use that to vote on ApeCoin DAO proposals. That's important because sometimes I've known in the past that has not been the case for certain protocols.
Yeah, that seems like best practice now.
Yeah, 100%. Because they're most of the time your most participating, your most engaged sort of community are the ones that are staking. So to have them exempt from voting would be a real issue. To claim the accrued ApeCoin from a committed NFT, the same NFT needs to be present in the wallet to claim. If another user has an NFT that is committed to a stake, they can make the claim even if they didn't make the original NFT commitment. Think of this as the NFT being the key to access the staking incentives. Yeah, right. Okay. So I can end it.
Sorry.
I'm just thinking they can make the claim even if they didn't make the original NFT commitment. Okay, right.
Yep. And there's a little bit more information down in maintaining NFT tradability just below.
Yeah, right. Yeah, let's get into that. Only ApeCoin is ever staked. Okay, yeah. The owner of a specific NFT at the claim point is able to claim the accrued ApeCoin tokens attributed to that NFT, even if they were not the one who originally initiated the staking claim. Yeah, right. So what I'm thinking now is like I could buy, if you, Nathan, listed or staked your ApeCoins in April or whatever, and you have your Bored Ape at the moment, and then if you go ahead and sell your Bored Ape in June or something, and you never claim your staked ApeCoin, that person who comes in and buys your Bored Ape essentially is able to, claim all those ApeCoins that you had, I guess, essentially earned but not claimed.
Yeah, exactly right.
That's how I'm reading it.
Same. Yeah, the tokens move with ownership of the NFT, which is interesting because now you have, say, 2 NFTs of the same value, similar rarity, but one's got accrued ApeCoin and the other's clean and gets wiped. And clean every day. So one may have a premium by how much ApeCoin there is to claim.
And that would be something you would have to like start checking when you're making your purchases as well.
Yeah,
Because that's
and you could
something
see
that, yeah.
you could see automated tools helping you out as well, because you wouldn't want to sell your, if you claim your ApeCoin and then it still takes 10 or 20 minutes to sell, you're missing out on those 10 or 20 minutes of accrued ApeCoin, theoretically.
Yeah, yeah.
So very, very interesting mechanism here and how they've handled the NFT tradability.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, what's needed to be implemented here? Yeah, smart contract, auditing, of course, quality assurance. Okay, this is interesting. Estimated time is 16 to 20 weeks. So, yeah, what would that be? Yeah, about 4 to 5 months or so. What would that put us in? I'm only on my first coffee today. April, May, June. It'd probably be around August or so. Which I believe that's about August is when they did the Mutant Apes, I think. I'm pretty sure. Far out. The speed with which this project is growing. It's ridiculous. Overall cost, that's actually surprisingly low, to be honest. Oh, this is just for the staking, I think, though.
Yeah, get all the smart contracts in order.
Yeah. All right. And the fifth and final proposal that we've got here on the Discourse of ApeCoin that has just been set up in the past hour. Another one from Animoca. This proposal presents the total ApeCoin allocation for the staking pools that we just went through in AIP number 4, as well as the 3-year duration of this initial staking period. So first things there, it's going to be a 3-year staking period. So you'll see different protocols do it for 5 or longer years. Some of them do it for a shorter time. It all just kind of depends on the cycle of how much adoption and traction the project's got. I think 3 years is kind of a good amount of time for, I guess, the early adopters to be rewarded, and enough time for, I guess, Yuga Labs to take over the world. Yeah, okay, that's pretty straightforward. I think a lot of this is more just I think if we go down, yeah, the total allocation of the token. Okay, so the specs here: total ApeCoin staking pool, 17.5% of the total supply will be distributed over the 3 years, and this will be funded by the ecosystem fund that we went through in. I believe we went through this in AIP number 3. And it's probably going to be weighted. Yep, it is. So yeah, 10% of total ApeCoin supply in year 1. And then number 5, 5%. So it'll halve. It halves basically for every year. We saw a similar thing with LooksRare, if some of you will remember, where the first period, which was a month, was just people were going nuts for like the staking. It was so profitable for people to go on and stake on LooksRare. And then I think not sure if it halved every month afterwards, but it definitely got cut down a lot. And you see that it's pretty standard across the industry. Note, any unclaimed ApeCoin remains in the contract indefinitely. Okay, until it's claimed. Cannot be recalled by the contract owner. Okay, yeah, so there's the 4 staking pools that we just went over in the past proposal. So we got 1 staking pool for ApeCoin, 1 staking pool for Bored Apes, 1 staking pool for Mutant Apes, and 1 staking pool for Bored Ape Kennel Club, which importantly is not every single Bored Ape Kennel Club. It can only be staked if you've got an accompanying Mutant Ape or Bored Ape. So that's probably, maybe people will be aping into Bored Ape Kennel Club, but they might not be realizing that if that's their only exposure to the Bored Ape ecosystem, they might be a bit disappointed finding out that they actually can't participate.
Yep, and 21 ETH floor on the mutants at the moment.
Yeah, right. Holding up strong in this heavy sell-off.
No mention of CryptoPunks or Meebits, but that's probably pretty natural given kind of the recent how recent the news was of that acquisition.
Yeah, for sure. Just gonna check. Okay, we got a graph here, a table. Incentive distribution curve. So basically, yeah, the sooner you do it, the better. Cool. Then steps to implement. Yeah, upon completion of ARP number 4, which is which is estimated to be 16-20 weeks away. All right, so no one's commented on them yet. I can't imagine there being too many rebuttals, but we'll we'll keep monitoring that in the meantime. I did actually see, just a bit off topic, but yesterday, sign in with Ethereum. So that's created by Spruce. They actually enabled Discourse for that's almost like their MVP, I believe. So sign in with Ethereum is now available on Discourse. And that's a really good example there where you can, because Discourse kind of pisses me off a bit because you need to create a separate, have you done this, Nathan? You need to create a separate login for every single Discourse. So like if you're in the Nouns DAO one, you've got to create a Nouns DAO account. If you're on the Loot one, you've got to create a Loot one, even though they're all on Discourse. So
Probably
annoying.
One of my biggest deterrents of not being like active on forums is not wanting to create those.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, seeing some developments there from Spruce was a really good.
That's a nice touch.
Milestone. Yeah. In terms of use there, I'm sure there'll be people who'll dig into that and have something to say. We got buy or sell. Interestingly, they said they're going to be available on major exchanges soon. I'm very keen to see who is first, because that will be a major, I would assume, like benefit. Or they might just do a spray and pray approach where it's a bit more equal and fair. So maybe you might see Kraken or Coinbase or FTX list them all at the same time.
Someone in the chat
what
says,
do you reckon?
Someone in the chat says ApeCoin is being listed on FTX tonight. I could see them working.
FTX.
Yeah, I could see them working with 2 to 3 or 1 to 2 major exchanges for this.
Yeah.
And of course, Uniswap. But someone will create a liquidity pool as soon as possible. There it is.
Perpetuals as well. Jeez. Straight up. That's bold. Spot and perpetual futures. Yeah, so this is very soon. Like we're talking, this is coming up within the next like 24 hours or sooner.
Huobi just announced they're listing it as well.
Yeah, right.
Deposits start on March 16th today at 11:30 tonight, or UTC time, excuse me.
Honestly, I reckon any exchange CEO that has an ape has probably been given preferential treatment here. I reckon. Binance, Athena. Shut out of that. It looks like, at least for now. Nope, Binance US. They're in on it too.
Sweet. So we've got Binance, we've got Huobi, we've got FTX so far.
There you go. I would surely, you could, like, Coinbase would have to be. Oh, Kraken as well. There you go.
Kraken with a nice little visual.
Oh, nice little. It was a little Kraken animation.
Wow, nothing from Coinbase though.
Crickets. Gemini as well. Gemini, a very historically conservative, kind of very like compliant exchange, similar to Coinbase in that respect. So Gemini's made the man, this is huge, Nathan.
It looks like
huge.
Coinbase might be left in the dust. I've checked both Coinbase NFT Twitter and Coinbase Twitter, and like you said, crickets.
Yeah, right. On day one, okay, this person's already done what we just found.
It is going to be on Coinbase as well. They're just not as excited as the others.
Have you seen is there an announcement? What is this? What is this like account? Coinbase Exchange. Scam. Coinbase Exchange doesn't even have. That looks like a scam. I've never seen that. Oh, there it is. Have you seen that before, Nathan?
There it is. No.
Oh, right. They've retweeted.
There it is. It was Coinbase Assets that tweeted it. Missed it.
Yeah. So many accounts. All right. So basically the who's who. It's really everyone except Binance. That must hurt. Maybe CZ will get on it soon. Yeah, wow. That's huge. And then they've got the snapshot page set up as well. Just looking here, 128 members already. They've got their GitHub. Oh no, there's a GitHub there linked. But what were you going to say there, Nathan?
I was just about to start commenting on the tokenomics.
Yeah, let's get into it. Have you found anything else about the tokenomics? So we've got
yes. If you go to the apecoin.com, and then it's all on the about page. Past they make an announcement about the foundation, about their board, about a DAO. The board is quite impressive. You've got the Alex Ohanian, co-founder of Reddit. You got someone from FTX, someone from Sound Ventures, co-founder of Animoca, and then president at Horizon Labs. So
yeah, Horizon Labs were doing the tokenomics, I believe. Horizon Labs, they've been around for a while. They created, I think their token used to be the Z token, ZEN token, Bored Ape Gazette. And yeah, I'm not sure if their project actually still exists. Yeah, so they've been working on this, and they actually purchased the Bored Ape back in December 2021, so last year. And then we got Yatsu, who's like, the president or whatever, CEO of FTX. Amy Wu, who's, really prominent name. All of these are prominent names, to be honest. Alexis Ohanian. There you go. Built on Ethereum. ApeCoin protocol. So that's another one here. We've got ApeCoin, the actual token. We've got ApeCoin DAO, which is, I guess, the entity, group that is being created. Now we've got the ApeCoin protocol as well, which is important to just distinguish those things. Okay, and here's what you want to get into here, Nathan, as well. I'll just zoom in a bit. 62% for the ecosystem fund, which is all detailed in AIP, or at least the year one budget is in AIP number 3. And then we've got the staking that we've on what you can claim at launch, which we went through in another proposal just earlier. 470 million, so 47% of the total supply is for the DAO. And for the DAO to spend, and we kind of went through some of what that spending would look like, at least in year one. All right, what else have we got here? 16% for Yuga Labs and charity. So, and asterisk here that 6.25% worth of Yuga Labs holdings are being donated Okay. Yeah. So it's 16% for Yuga Labs, and then probably overall total supply, my math's correct, that's about 1% is going of the total supply is going to the Jane Goodall Legacy Foundation. Dr. Jane Goodall. That's an Institute of Australia. What else have we got here? 14% for launch contributors, the companies and people that helped make this project a reality. Have they specified them, Nathan, from what you've seen, or?
Not that I've seen from the launch contributors, no.
Yeah. Initial lockup, it's 12 months. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So a real sensible kind of thing. And then the Bored Ape Yacht Club founders have got 8%, which they're all I think there's about 4 or 5 or 6 of them, I believe. It depends who you count as a
I think
founder,
they said the 4
suppose.
founders is the one that they've mentioned there with initial lockups.
Yes. Yeah.
So as we went through those, I was just taking note of which ones were unlocked at claim and then which ones were locked up for a certain amount of period. The longest lockup, they all have 1-year cliff, which is a 12-month vesting, and then they release a certain amount of tokens. But of the 1 billion in total supply, where you have about 277,500,000 that are going to be launched, within the next 12 to 24 hours. So, pretty soon we're going to have to give our price targets for first fully diluted market cap, and we're starting with an estimated 277 million tokens in supply.
Yeah, right. Good math there. Yeah, so 1 billion in total, which is so we'll probably have a price point that it'll probably be like in single dollar figures or double figured dollars, at least for the start. Like I can't see it. That's a massive supply. I can't see it being like triple figures, at least off the bat. We'll kind of get that unit bias and make it look like cheap relative to the likes of Binance Smart Chain or BNB, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and all that. Okay. Oh, okay. Interesting. They've got it for per NFT as well. So Bored Apes get 10,094 of the. How many are we talking here? Okay, per NFT. Right. Okay, so if you own one Bored Ape, you will get 10,094 tokens.
That's interesting to see what their little premium is. That they've inherently made a premium on the kennel right there as compared to the Bored Ape by how many tokens you've given above it, and it's not that high a premium.
Yeah. No, it isn't. For something that's what, like 4 ETH, isn't it?
So it's roughly about an 8% premium they've given from rewarding you if you have a kennel.
Yeah, right. I think there were some leaks, depending on how valid those leaks were. I think a lot of them were kind of, they said that some of the leaks had changed yesterday. But I think there were more plans for the Kennel Club that were in the initial plans that got leaked yesterday out of Bored Ape's team. Okay, we've got to get into this. Ape Foundation IP. That's another entity, right? So we got ApeCoin, the token, ApeCoin DAO, the entity that owns all the ApeCoin and I guess the ecosystem through which the ApeCoin is native. Ape Foundation, which is kind of just getting this all started, I suppose you could phrase it like that. And then you've got what are we calling it? The ApeCoin protocol, which you would suspect in time would have front ends built on top of it and third-party apps, dashboards, and potentially even games. Who knows what way they go there. But this is all built on Ethereum as well. So Ape Foundation IP, or intellectual property, they were gifted a one-of-one NFT by Yuga Labs, which we went through just at the start of this session. I'm here with Nathan. The creators of Bored Ape Yacht Club, you can see it here. So they've got an OpenSea link. Yeah, Yuga Labs has conveyed all rights and privileges to this NFT and its underlying artwork to the Ape Foundation. The ApeCoin DAO can decide how this IP is used. Okay, and if you did want a rundown of all the different terms and entities being mentioned, that's in the FAQs as well. What is the foundation doing? Like, why is it even part of this picture? The foundation, as we just said, does not control ApeCoin or the ApeCoin DAO. It consists of an administrative board, which the 5 people that are just up higher on this page, which exists solely to oversee the decisions of the ApeCoin DAO, as well as a third-party project management team in charge of ensuring ApeCoin DAO decisions are implemented. So there's some interesting wording there. A DAO is the best way to give every member of the community a vote on important decisions, whether it's a technical upgrade or a decision to fund a new idea. However, the reality is that today a DAO cannot sign a lease or hire people to make merch or whatever the community decides to do on its own. The foundation is responsible for the day-to-day administration, bookkeeping, project management, and other tasks that ensure the ApeCoin DAO's community, ApeCoin DAO community's ideas have the support they need to become a reality. So just some commentary there by the ApeCoin Foundation on, hey, we just aren't there yet in terms of the legality of all this stuff. We need to exist. We will help make all of your decisions possible, you being the ApeCoin DAO. But we're just going to be chilling here in the background, headed by this 5-member board that consists of Alexis Ohanian, Amy Wu, Maaria, Bajwa, Yatsu, and Dean Steinbeck. So I think that's it's kind of just a reflection of where we're at, really. Anything you want to say there, Nathan, or keep going?
No, keep going. I think it's very meticulously done.
It really is, yeah. Okay, 6-month term. DAO members will vote annually to keep an existing board or to appoint a new member as well. Okay, then more about the donation there to the Jane Goodall Institution. How were they calculated? Okay, from the month. So for up until the 8th of March is important there. Oh no, was the ratio based on the average floor price? Okay, from roughly between the 7th of February and the 8th of March. That's how because they obviously had to
pretty recent
sort of price point. Yeah, pretty recent indeed. And that was actually a time when they kind of were selling off quite a bit.
And then the great question down, the last question we all want to know.
The biggest losers of this are companion NFTs. I mean, they don't have utility on their own, only when paired with a. Yeah,
that's a whole new mechanism there by itself. They've just created something, that they can use within smart contracts as dictating a companion NFT compared to a primary, I guess, NFT.
Yeah, I like that word, companion NFT, which I've been seeing.
Same.
Oh wow, Bored Ape Kennel Club's up to 10 ETH.
And
hopefully
just as we
haven't
went
read
off,
the
Sorry.
You go, Nathan. I was just going to say, hopefully they haven't read the bottom question.
I was just going to say that as we've been through, like now, probably the majority of the information that was released today, it just goes to show you how much we've learned. Even though it's very high level, a lot of it's quite legal centric and kind of organizational centric. It's giving a lot of organization that I think other NFT collections don't have around how to just, to get your stuff together. And here, I think we've got a really nice roadmap here, how to release a collection and how to put a few proposals around it. And then not to mention how to launch a token.
Yeah,
So
that's
if
it.
you're like, essentially what I'm saying is if you're a founder, this is an absolute goldmine of information of how to launch a brand.
Yeah, and you'll likely see. Yeah, what did you say, Nathan? You'll likely see. Yeah, so many copycats coming out in the next, just leveraging the upfront legal work and stuff that Yuga Labs has likely done. Which I guess is just makes sense in a market that's so young.
And subconsciously, I believe it kind of validates some legal trustworthiness, I guess. Where like if I was a founder before, if I did something, I don't know quite if I'm doing it legally correctly to protect myself. But now, if Bored Apes have done it, there's far more trust for creators to go and do the same thing.
Yeah, well said. It's the old Bored Ape. Well, Yuga Labs did it. Like, we should be right. All right, so just resetting, just bring it back for those of you who just joined in late. That's massive announcement just within the past hour and a half that ApeCoin has been announced. So the token that has been long awaited in terms of NFT timeline, but it's only been about 6 months. From that's associated with the Bored Ape Yacht Club ecosystem. And it's been announced that it's actually launching within, it seems, I haven't actually looked at the time zones, but it looks like within the next 12, 16 hours or so. And it's going to be live on Coinbase, FTX, Huobi, and Gemini, and Kraken. We haven't seen, Binance US had it, but not Binance.com, at least at the time. So like I've never really seen such a huge, I guess, alignment of exchanges all at once listing a token straight up like that.
Yep, in such a synchronous manner.
Yeah. Maybe Uniswap, possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, possibly.
Potentially.
Yeah. But nah, like this is whole nother level. Seeing Alexis Ohanian tweet about here, who's one of the 5 members on the board. One of them from Horizon Labs who was an entity that was commissioned to work on designing the token as well. Someone from FTX, and 2 others as well. So yeah, this will just be Yatsu as well from Animoca is on the board. This will just be massive, and I think once people get their staked ape coins or ape tokens, will we see a lot of that reinvested into the NFT ecosystem, or will we see a really, I guess, resolute, determined kind of approach by Bored Ape holders where they actually just are so committed to the brand that they actually just don't even really sell off their apes immediately? We could see that. Time will tell. Do you personally know what you're going to do, Nathan, or are you still going to let it simmer for a bit?
I'll probably stake immediately, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then I'll probably just sit there and ride it out. And like all token launches, I'm expecting some sort of J curve. And I think we'll have a massive amount of demand. I've already seen in the comments that people are excited. They're going to ape in. Might as well, because there's plenty of people that don't even have a MetaMask yet. So if you're this far ahead or aren't invested in crypto, we're still in the early adopting phase. But personally, as a holder, I'm probably going to just stake and then accrue ApeCoin and not sell for a while. And knowing my historical style, ride through that first J curve, which could take 6 to 18 months.
We are almost crossing back above the 100 ETH floor price. We've seen 40 ape sales already today, and so quadruple yesterday, quadruple Tuesday Australian time, and this is the most Bored Ape sales in one day since January.
Oh wow!
Since the very end of January. I don't know. I'm not sure what time zone. This is what annoys me being in Australia. All these charts, I'm not sure what time zone this graph is on. So it'll be interesting to see how many on a 24-hour basis this gets to. Just going back to Flips.finance here, if we refresh this, the biggest 24-hour volume of all NFTs in the world for the past 24 hours by a long shot are the 3 that are associated with Bored Ape. Where you've got the 3rd place is the Kennel Club, and that is 4 times more than the 4th place, which is Azuki, which is incredible. Yeah, so 24-hour volume. Yeah, seeing just a lot of turnover. I saw Bored Ape Kennel Club. I swear it was only like 6 or so yesterday. And then here we've got the ApeCoin.eth, which it looks like they've actually maybe negotiated with whoever the owner of that was. Hopefully they
already
got a
got
good
it.
price. They've already got it. That was one of their to-do list items. And someone here is attempted to offer 1 ETH for that. I'm just curious, and I'm going to look if this has got a history. 8 months ago. Oh, they transferred it. So maybe it was an off-chain. Whoever
They
Gordon.
did to Gordon. I think that's one of the founders.
Oh, it is too, isn't it?
So they did that about eight months ago.
Yeah, right. And then we've got the ApeCoin NFT here. Yeah, so a lot of the year 1 budget. If you wanted to go back on this video, you'll be able to. We went through all the proposals. We went through the launch, all the exchanges that are listing it. Yeah, I would expect this the price-wise to really pump hard once it gets launched. As Nathan said, it'll be the J-curve effect. We saw this on ENS, Uniswap, Super Rare. Like all those airdrops have done the exact same thing where they pump. YM was another. Rug Radio recently was another that just absolutely pumped at launch. So I would expect nothing less. This would probably be almost to the extreme, given how liquid it's going to be on all these centralized exchanges. And could this spark, another rally in NFTs more broadly? I think there's a strong argument that it could, to be honest, given how much the price of these 3 Bored Ape NFT collections is going to rise, and the amount of exit liquidity it's going to provide those Bored Ape, Mutant Ape holders who perhaps aren't as committed to staking. They will likely sell their ApeCoin token, which is going to be annoying to say. I hate how it's called ApeCoin, but it's actually a token. Anyway, that's just my nature. They're going to have to sell that. Will they reinvest that back into NFTs? I think a lot of them will. However, time will tell. That's just my hunch. I think it'll really help propel the NFT market in the short term.
Building on that, because I agree with you. When we're valuing stocks back in the equity days, or for those that still do trade stocks, you're looking at present value of future cash flows as an underpinning of your investment. And I think this right here will help, turn on the switch that NFTs are yield generating assets, and that we're going to be valuing these assets based off of present value or future token flows. And in this case, that token flow is ApeCoin. So just like all Bored Apes and all mutants and apes now are yield generating, so too can every other avatar that builds a brand and has products and services.
It's a great fall. Oh my god.
Yep. So it's pumping.
69. Nice. Someone probably screenshot that on Twitter. Wow, 10.72. What else have we got here? Mutant Ape, just quickly. There was just a 109 sale just 2 minutes ago. I saw yesterday, actually, Nathan, that what's that MoonPay, is it? Is that the one that does it for celebrities? They brought one for 180 ETH yesterday as well. So they're probably going to hook up Elon Musk, whoever's left really that doesn't have a Bored Ape. 23.5. We're seeing mutant sales just going nuts as well. Look at that. That's just in the past 10.
They're flying off.
Yeah, wow.
So it's definitely impacting the market.
Far out. And far out. Just looking at even their first day sales back to that same day in January 30. Biggest thing I'm going to be looking for in the next 12 hours, will Bored Ape, Mutant Ape, Bored Ape Kennel Club sales, daily sales, will they surpass the peaks we saw in January? If so, I'm a lot more bullish on NFT market helping to get turned around just off this single news. Alrighty, I'm happy to. I think we've covered this pretty well, Nathan.
I think we need some predictions. What do you think
Yeah, let's
the
go.
first fully diluted valuation of ApeCoin is with 1 billion token supply?
Oh, fully dilute. I feel like I just need to go to CoinGecko and look at some comparisons.
Yeah, let's actually put.
Um,
That's a great
yeah,
point. Let's
that's
put
like
this
my
into
first
comparison.
instinct. Just off market cap ranking, like surely this is going to be like a top 20. Like it's Bored Ape. I can't picture it being like up here. I can picture it being like between 30 and like 15. Maybe not
Okay,
immediately, but I can
below
picture it being in there.
yeah
It's
below your
enormous.
layer one blockchain. Sorry,
Yeah,
sitting above the majority of crypto.
yeah.
And where does
So
that put us for market
what would
cap?
that fully diluted? We'll bring up FTX here. We'll bring up Polygon.
And look, I
Like
just
it's
saw Shiba Inu, and it's a great question. Is ApeCoin a meme coin, or is ApeCoin something else?
14 billion. That still seems too small.
Wow,
14
you just
billion. I'm gonna go 14 billion.
14 billion.
14 billion fully diluted.
That would be a price of $50 per ApeCoin, it looks like. Or actually, excuse me, that's based on circulating. So it would be 14.
Okay, $14.
Yep.
Okay. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that.
Yep. So that would be 14. Yeah, I could certainly see it being in the billions. I'm going to go a little bit less. I think it's probably going to be in that, 1 to 5 billion range,
Yeah.
just with the
Yeah.
amount of hype and just the amount of people that I think are really, really going to be excited about this.
Yeah.
And then that would
I think
actually
I think
put us.
initially, yeah.
We have sorry to interrupt. We
Where
have
would that
Axie
where would
Infinity
that
and
put us?
Decentraland. If you just go up slightly, they were sitting at about 34 and 35. Yeah, right there. So they're both at 3.7, 3.6. The
Yeah.
Sandbox is right below at about a $3.5 billion valuation.
Yeah. I think
I
that's
think
present
that's
day. I think
that's
that's normal. Yeah.
yep. So Decentraland's 5, fully diluted.
Yeah.
Axie Infinity is 13, fully diluted,
Yeah.
and then the Sandbox is about 10 billion, fully diluted. So I think we're in that realm of 5 to 15 billion potentially.
Yeah. I
If
agree. I
not,
think initially it'll be
mhm.
that. I think we'll creep up to top 15.
Wow.
Top 30. Like top 30 to top 15, like that bracket from 15th to 30th. But yeah, this is just huge. We'll leave it there. We'll see. We'll probably be completely wrong, but it's
Well, if
good
we
to have
think
a
about it,
guess.
each ape holder is going to get a 10,000 ape airdrop. So with your price of 14, we're looking at about $100,000 airdrop. So
Oh
that gives us
shit.
some
Yeah,
sort
yeah,
of
yeah.
another barometer to have a little bit of an estimate and have a bit of a think for the next 12 hours.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wow, that sure does. I'm just thinking of the potential influx of money if it does get that high.
Yeah, this is certainly
Insane.
a pivotal token drop for us that are, deep in the market every day. So if you're watching this, these are the days that, you know, shape decades, it seems like.
Yeah. Great way to wrap it up. Thank you for everyone tuning in. Please like and subscribe to the Collective Shift YouTube channel or jump onto collectiveshift.io where Nathan and I are producing content along with Nick and Ben every day. We got Checkmate on there as well. Sign up for a 14-day free trial if you do head up to collectiveshift.io. Thank you for tuning in to this historical day. Really, honestly, I'm not even just talking that up. I think
We
in
should do
in
it
the
tomorrow.
NFT market, looking back at this, like this will be a pivotal day, 17th of March, 16th of March, where Nathan is. Absolutely historical day for the whole NFT market and taking it to the next level. So it was great to be with you, talking and reacting to this news that has just dropped. And thank you, Nathan, as well, for giving your insights, being a Bored Ape holder since May or whatever last year. So good luck with your staking. And
Yes.
yeah, I'll love to catch up and check in on how it's all going. So
Beautiful.
yeah, thanks everyone.
Thank you, everyone.